Come here. Papa squat right next to Daddy. Enemy, move down the bench. All right, it's getting crowded in here. Everyone out, come on. Not you, Scotty. Not you, number 2. Not you, Frau. Not you, gold member. Oh, this is uncomfortable. The tiny one can't take a hint.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. Sorry if I sound a little hoarse. I was up most of the night coughing. I know that's the last phase of this cold that I've had. I had it once before. It really sucks. But work continues. Lots to talk about today, including the new Bud Light numbers and finally something that isn't coffee to announce. And I think that that's good. I want to shout out everyone's hard work spreading the word about Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. You've done it again. You've set another record in drops for sales. Make sure you leave a like on it right now for that. And a new ad, a new desperate ad, gets completely lampooned. The company really is, there's no coming back from this. There's really no coming back from this. Let's get right into it. By the way, you know, you're all sick of me talking about the Father's Day gift boxes, which I'm going to dial back now. But I've been working for a long time behind the scenes to try and bring out some merch drops for people that want to support Coffee Brand Coffee, but maybe they don't drink coffee, tea, or cocoa, or maybe they do. Well, we're going to do our first merch run, which is a snapback hat with the winning logo that'll be stitched on. It's a basic hat. I wanted to design something that isn't a cringe billboard. So you see it's got my dog Huck, it's got a German Shepherd, just mountains and the steamy, cup of whatever, and the yellow moon in the background. I'm going to do this as a one-time run in this color. So if you want to support, I'll leave the link in the description. Pre-order yours now. We're shipping them at the end of July, but I'm only going to do one run of them. Once I run them, then they're gone. So you might want to get one or two of them. Keep one nice once you sweat through one. Someone mentioned throwing in some signed ones in some of the boxes. Maybe I'll do that. But definitely pre-order yours today. That's a great way you can support without feeling like a billboard. I design it like the hats I like. No. So again, I'm doing one run ever on the blue. So they'll be collectible in some weird way. Now, Budweiser brings in Ken Griffey Jr. as brand looks to dig out of Bud Light hole. Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser are bringing in the big guns as they try to dig out of their current Bud Light hole. Ahead of Father's Day, the beer chain released its newest commercial on YouTube Monday afternoon, featuring a pair of sluggers who go by Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. Ever heard of them? The 30-second ad features both father and son as they sit on the couch with some Bud, the beer, and highlights both careers, players throughout. Its first video has posted to its official YouTube page since April's disastrous Shared Spirit commercial came in the week of Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney disaster. Bud Light immediately feeling the impact. Right on cue, the comments are absolutely brutal. Props for Budweiser for leaving them up, though. Credit where credit is due. Let's take a look. My father identifies as my mother, so he gets a Father's Day and Mother's Day. Happy Father's Day, Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. Oh, a regular one. Still going woke. Not even the iconic Griffeys can save this woke product. You're really trying to smooth things over, aren't you? It's not a boycott. It's an official divorce. Never drinking this product or anything owned by this company again. If you look at the actual comments, obviously, it is a deluge of negativity. Because of the woke Dylan Mulvaney commercial, I'll never buy a Budweiser beer ever again. Boycott all Budweiser products. When does the dad tell his son it's okay to chop his dong off and parade as a fake lady? It's impossible now to hear Budweiser not have flashbacks of a dude in a dress pretending to be a little girl, cold shivers. Hey, this isn't Pride Month. Where's your LGBTQ plus ad, Budweiser? Dylan Mulvaney was a gift. America woke up and said no more. I mean, everything in this. There's not a single positive comment. So, I mean, I would say only 51 likes out of 8,400 views. Everything in here absolutely just came to dislike. Keep the boycott going. Destroy this brand. Garbage. He won't save you. All this kind of stuff. Just absolutely crushing Bud Light. They literally cannot even do advertisements now without getting completely crushed. And this morning, new sales numbers released, and you all did an amazing job. If you haven't left a like yet, leave a like now because you're about to feel pretty proud. Bud Light's steep sales drops are showing signs of bottoming out, but the struggling beer brand is still on track to lose its number one status in the United States following its disastrous marketing tie-up with Dylan. Sales of the Bud Light plunged 23.9% for the week ending May 27th, slightly better than the 25.7% drop a week earlier, and marking the very first time that the decline didn't grow worse versus the previous week, according to data from Bump Williams. Now, that's possible. It also could appear better because they were giving away the beer for free, maybe. And idiots like me were like, oh, go get your free beer. What could go wrong? And that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted to be able to show people that, oh, we finally bottomed out. Drops for other Anheuser-Busch brands, including Budweiser, Michelob Ultra, Busch Light, Natural Light, also saw narrower drops than a week earlier amid wider backlash against Bud Light and its parent company. Quote, perhaps the bottom has been hit, and we are seeing a turnaround in performance, Bump Williams said, head of the consulting brand told the Post. Anheuser-Busch's $15 rebate on 18 packs of lager amounts of Bud Light surely boosted sales over Memorial Day weekend, experts said. The brewer discounted the brand from May 7th to May 31st, and shoppers are scooping up $20 cases of Bud Light for $5 or even less. Price probably had a lot to do with improved trends. I expect to see a lot more price discounting and Anheuser-Busch's portfolio this summer to try and persuade customers to come back. Sales volume, or number of cases sold containing 12 or more cans, was down 27.8%, compared with 29.5%, marking the very first time that declines didn't grow steeper in 7 weeks that the data has been tracked. However, the question is, I mean, how long can they give the beer away for free? And how many people were like me, were like, yeah, it's a free case of beer, whatever. And then when it goes back to regular price, they're going to remember again why they aren't buying the product. It seems like that's probably a non-zero number. Nevertheless, the 20% plus declines are endangering Bud Light's its perch as the number one beer in the United States, as Modelo has been outselling them for weeks now. During the week ending May 27th, Modelo Especial sales grew by 9.5% compared to a year ago when it was up only 4.7%, so call it double. The beer brand's market share is 8.2% compared with Bud Light's 7.2% for the last week. Year-to-date data shows Bud Light remains number one beer at 9.1% market share compared with Modelo's 8.0%, according to Bump Williams. Bud Light has had better reverse the decline soon if it hopes to retain its shelf spaces at retailers, a former Anheuser-Busch executive warned. Anson Freerichs, who headed Anheuser-Busch's sales and distribution department, said retailers usually, quote, reset shelf space allocations in spring and fall. Retailers generally take sales data in April, May, June, July, and then based off that data in time period, they will reallocate shelf space, meaning less space on the shelves for products that don't sell as good. And if Bud Light loses that space, the more you take up, the more likely you are to sell in a lot of cases. Shout out to my fellow retail workers on those planograms. But it's not always the case. Certainly you can have a lot of shelf space, but if people are actively boycotting you, it's not necessarily going to have a huge effect. But for people that don't know about it or are just kind of popping in, that's, it matters. That shelf space will be allocated to Miller Lite, Coors Light, Yuengling, and some of the other brands that have taken share from them. Mulvaney posted 2 videos on images. We already know how that went. Now, this article in Fortune writes, Bud Light only has a few months to prevent sustained market share loss, warns former sales executive. I mean, it's just Bud Light's sales keep slipping, but it remains the number one selling beer in the country. I mean, that's a cope. You see this one. Shares of Bud Light parent company and Anheuser-Busch are down more than 17% since the company reported earnings on May 4th. The company, though, saw a slight improvement, we already know. But however, quote, another week of very weak trends for Bud Light indicates that tracked channels may be reaching a point of stabilization, albeit at significantly lower levels for Anheuser-Busch InBev than before the controversy, meaning people actually stuck to their guns on this. They followed through. They made the change. They felt good about it, and they stayed with it. This is one of the things that, very few. This is why the left is so good at boycotting stuff, is because they actually follow through usually, or they relentlessly tweet about it. But now people that are not on the left, people that are just everyday people that are sick of this woke crap, they made the change. And they stuck with it. So they probably thought a lot of people would come back, all this kind of stuff. But they didn't. They changed and they left. And the market itself doesn't look very good at all. People are not coming back. And, this is in addition to, we saw, a Target, for example. Target is not, returning. Their stock continues to fall down. People are just shopping somewhere else. They're going to Walmart. They're going to Meijer. They're going to, wherever it is that they want. Bud Light can't even tweet. They can't even put out a wholesome Father's Day ad between two beloved baseball players without getting absolutely crushed into oblivion. The fortitude of everyone who's doing this. Even CNN is admitting, like, we lost this one. And sure, Bud Light losing the number one spot to itself, essentially, with the Modelo also owned by InBev, is still hilarious. It's I'm so proud that people have actually stuck to their principles on this and really just not let them off the hook at all. And I suspect that I've always said, based on nothing, that I think that 30% was probably going to be the best that we could do. And I still think we could get there. There is, I think, an over or underestimate of just how effective marketing, quote, free beer to Americans is. I don't think that that's sustainable. And after the free beer stuff, will people come back and pay full price? Seems unlikely. We'll have to see. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember, I'm doing this Coffee Brand Coffee Snapback one time in the blue. I have some other colors available. Pre-order, that's going to end on Friday or next Friday. Make sure to reserve yours now and get a little piece of Coffee Brand Coffee merch with that doesn't make you feel like a crazy billboard. Keep the sun off your head, and you can support the channel and the brand. The Quartering doesn't really have any merch. I consider this my merch too, so make sure you grab that. I'll leave a link in the description, and pick up a couple of them because I'm only going to print them once. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. We'll talk to you again real soon.